Did I enjoy dancing sexy in a cage? No, but I did it and it was fun. And now girls are jumping off a cage and they're moonsaulting off a cage and they're suplexing. And so if it wasn't for what we had to do back then, they wouldn't be able to do what they get to do today.
We got a Hall of Famer here. We have a Hall of Famer here. Sportskeeda Wrestling. How you doing? I'm Kevin, one of the all-time greats who has been synonymous with Impact Wrestling for a long time. Big week for them. Bound for Glory streaming worldwide. You can get all the info at impactwrestling.com. It's coming up on October 20th. Get all the info on tickets and all the different shows. Impact Wrestling Hall of Famer Traci Brooks. Traci, how you been? People have seen you in and out of wrestling for a while, but we saw you come back to the fold here recently. Obviously, you have a good relationship with it, but what does it feel like to kind of be back in the wrestling spotlight here?
Tiring. No, amazing, incredible. I can't believe this is my life right now. It's like I put wrestling aside, so I wanted to focus on being a stay-at-home mom, and all of a sudden it's like, what's happening now? I never dreamt of being in the Hall of Fame, or I don't know. It was never. Of course, you always want to be, but it was one of those things. Okay, I'm retired, stepped away it was 12 years since I've been in a TNA Impact Wrestling room.
It's a long time.
It is. My body says so.
So,
to go out how I did, I mean, you couldn't have written that any better.
Explain for those that don't know. Obviously, you're not just in the business; you're married to it as well, and of course, your husband is a big part of Impact Wrestling as well. Tell me about that relationship. You and Frankie Kazarian. You got pop in the ring, get it in there, let them know that you got another ring. You get a Hall of Fame ring.
Yes,
Hall of Fame ring.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I get. I don't know what I get, to be honest. This is a whirlwind. No, it's incredible. I mean, Frankie and I, we met because of Scott D'Amore at his promotion, Border City Wrestling. We re-met in Impact Wrestling. We were together. We had our family, his career, our career, my career, and all of a sudden now we had a match on the 1000th episode against Lish and Eddie, who are two incredible performers. And then all of a sudden, there's a video package of me, and my son's in the ring, and I had no idea what was happening.
You had no idea they were going to tell you.
No idea. So my emotion was legit. My emotion was very sincere, and that's how I feel about this business and the fans, and how I feel about the backstage locker room, past and present. Is just, that's how I feel. I genuinely love everybody, and I'm so thankful for everyone that got where I am to my point in my life. And Rebel has so many aunts and uncles at Impact, and if it literally wasn't for Impact Wrestling, my life wouldn't be where it is today.
Describe, you shared some of the emotions there, but tell me a little bit more, like how much validation do you think you get from this? Because obviously you get your life from it, but there is a sense of retrospective about this. Like, oh, wow, I have to think about everything I've done in this business before I go up there and accept this wonderful honor.
It's funny because I never thought people saw me that way, because I wasn't a wrestler that had these incredible, I was a part of so many fabulous matches. But I was big when it was, weekly pay-per-views and when it first just started and stuff. And I did have to, catfight and do those things, but I managed some of the greatest talent and got involved in some of the greatest matches. And I didn't really realize people saw me that way, I guess. So I don't like attention on me. I'm not that type of person. So I don't know how to handle all of this. Like I just thought I was a part of the company that was fighting to have a women's division and fighting to be a great company. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wow, maybe people thought I did something special. So it's just, I can't even put it into words. I'm a basket case. I'm crying. I am a disaster.
Gonna have to get that specific, the specific no drip. I know friends that have the no drip for the.
That's out the door. I'm just gonna be a disaster. I just bring your tissues. I'm gonna be a hot mess.
Traci, you brought up that time frame of then known as TNA Impact, and Impact being one of the biggest parts of pro wrestling is 20 years. And you were a part of wrestling when it was well before the women's evolution, before women were treated a certain way. They were a part of the show. There was championships, but it was definitely different. But every time you would go over to TNA, for the most part, it was treated almost the same. It was equal. Tell me about the way wrestling has changed for women so much over, I don't want to say a short time, but such a long time from when you had a time more active in the business to where it is now.
These girls today are incredible. I couldn't lace these girls' boots. Like, they're just, I wouldn't want to get in the ring with them. They're incredible athletes, performers, pro wrestlers. And I was telling to someone earlier that I feel like their restraints have been taken off. The wrestlers today, the women wrestlers today, I feel like their restraints have been finally released. And I feel like even back in the day, though, we got to wrestle. Like, there was Desire and Trinity from New York. And I was in the tag team title championship with David Young, and I did wrestle a lot. So Impact, I think, always believed in women and knew there was more than just that, but they also had to placate to the fans and give them what the fans wanted, which at that time was catfights, bikinis and stuff. But if it wasn't for all that stuff, the girls wouldn't have been able to do what they get to do today. So it was worth it when I look back at it. Did I enjoy dancing sexy in a cage? No, but I did it and it was fun. And now girls are jumping off a cage and they're moonsaulting off a cage and they're suplexing. And so if it wasn't for what we had to do back then, they wouldn't be able to do what they get to do today.
I like that perspective because I think there's a lot of people now that have a reverence for, the term in other companies was diva, the term in, has always been knockouts, but there is a difference in terms of what people want and what people expect, right? At a certain time frame and what's acceptable. And I like that a lot of people don't kind of like shame that anymore. Like that, no, that was a part of the business. That's what you did. That's the way you talked, the way you insulted someone, the way you trash talked, the way you presented yourself, the look, the style and everything like that was of the time. I do like that a couple years removed now, we're not trying to retcon these things and act like they didn't exist, but they were a part of getting to where we are now.
Hey, if it wasn't for TNA past, we would not be where we are today. And I think that, and I believe that Impact Wrestling Women's Revolution was Impact. That's where it started. I mean,
you don't see women's wrestling where it is now, obviously across the company, not just one, I can agree with that. That makes a lot of sense.
I do. I mean, all women in general wrestlers have evolved and are awesome. And all the companies are giving all the women more because the fans want it. And because the female wrestlers are fantastic today. And they're trained differently too, but they're not like, oh, we're going to go out and do this and then don't deliver. They deliver and they deliver beyond. So now like girls are main eventing TV, remain eventing pay-per-views where, there's Queen of the Mountain match. There's all these other things. The first ever Ultimate X match. There's all these incredible things. And again, it had to start somewhere. And it had, I guess, start with me catfighting in a cage. And I'm okay with that.
I will wear that though. Like you understand that. Like you know where you are in the whole thing.
But I'm proud of what I did in that. I'm proud of what I did. And I'm proud of the girls today. And the girls at Impact are so respectful and so appreciative and stuff like that too. So, but yeah, you had to start somewhere. I mean, even in the other companies, the bikini matches and stuff, but we took matches where we could get them. And there was like, oh, these girls, okay. Or even when I managed, there was like, oh, she can, okay. And then it was just kind of everything evolved. So yeah, I mean, if you don't have the present, if you don't have a past, right?
Exactly. Let's talk about the past because this is a lot of retrospective now. Going to the Hall of Fame, got to talk about those big moments and people you got to perform with. I don't want you to give me the scoop on what the speech is going to bring up, but when you started thinking about this, because I've talked to people and they put together these type of speeches, and there's a lot of weight about what you have to make sure you mention it and focus on. Is there something specific that you're like, I got to talk about this in terms of your career and things you got to achieve?
Oh, well, there's gonna be a lot of crying. No, I think it's overwhelming because it's overwhelming. First of all, because I didn't expect it. Second of all, I'm going in with Mike Tenay and Don West, who are two of the most, late great Don West and Mike Tenay, greatest commentaries. So that's the first time too. There's multi people going in. Bound for Glory is the biggest pay-per-view of the year. It's my favorite pay-per-view. But they're like, okay, now you have this much, now you have to fit your career into this. And I'm like, huh? Like, oh my God. Okay, well, there's this person. And I'm the type of person, I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about everybody that's helped me, because I am so sincerely grateful and appreciative. And if it wasn't for those little things, I wouldn't be where I am today. And so I want to make sure I thank everybody, but good Lord, there's a lot of people to thank. So thank God for social media almost, because then I can go back and also rethank people. But obviously my family and my husband and my son, and I can't believe this is my life. I can't believe it. I can't. I'm so grateful.
Who are some of the standouts you see now in Impact Wrestling that you enjoy watching with your perspective?
Deanna. She's a star. She is a star. She's beautiful. First of all, she's beautiful. But what caught me with Deanna wasn't her wrestling, was her promos. She is a fantastic promo. Her voice, we always joke that Canadian women have horrible voices, except Trish, Celine Dion, and Shania Twain. The rest of us have these horrible, like deep, ridiculous voices. But Deanna has this beautiful.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. It was cheap. I had to get it in there. Yeah.
But no, she has this, just they're not forced. She's got a beautiful voice. And it's just facts. And then she backs it up. And then she's beautiful. So Deanna for sure. Trinity, oh my God. Watching her from her start of her career on, I told Frankie, I'm like, that girl gets it. She gets it. And then Mickie James, come on, baby Lexus Lurie back in TNA days. And now Mickie James, who is a legit rock star.
You did a deep cut there when you stuck in that Lexus. I'm sorry. As someone who's of a certain age, you did some deep cuts there. You got a Ring of Honor title over your shoulder. You did. I know you're familiar, but you did some deep cuts there. I got to ask you about this big match on Bound for Glory. People are calling it a dream match, and obviously people are very familiar with both names. But you know the women's locker room, and you know both players involved here. Trinity taking on Mickie James. A lot of circumstances, a lot of weight here. Got to get your prediction though. Bound for Glory.
Oh, come on. No. You know who wins? The fans.
Oh, come on, Traci. Nope. Traci, that's come on. Is this you not wanting to walk into a locker room this weekend and not have someone give you a side eye? Is that what this is?
Yep, it sure is. No, honest to God, the fans win, because like, who ever thought this match was going to happen? And it is what you said, a dream match. And just two girls, even like baby Alexis Lurie to Mickie James, she's in the height of her career. And then Trinity's in the height of her career, and getting to do something she loves in a company that allows her to be her and allows her to embrace her. And she's just killing it. And she's done so much for this company, I feel. Like she's
just color commentary right now. Are you on color? Are you just painting a picture for me?
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
Wink. Someone paying attention here? Someone in production?
I need a job after this.
Get her a headset. Watch the hair. Get her a headset. Traci, it's been such a pleasure talking to you and catching up with you. Obviously, if people want to follow you on socials, the real socials, because there's fan pages and stuff like that, nothing to them. But I know if they want to go to the source, where do they go?
Okay. Twitter is the Traci Brooks, and I just got on Instagram. Big news. I don't know how to use it. I'm trying. I am posting a lot of old school pictures, which is kind of cool for me to look back at. But I think it's OG Knockout Traci Brooks.
There you go. The OG Knockout herself is here at Traci Brooks. Traci, thank you so much. And obviously, congratulations. Great week for you and your family. And I'm looking forward to it this weekend. Bound for Glory. Get all the info at impactwrestling.com. And if you enjoyed us at Sportskeeda, give us a follow, get in the comments, and let us know your favorite Traci Brooks moments and stuff like that. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much, Traci. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.